All right, folks, and welcome back to the channel. We're back to discuss just everything that's been going on over the last week at Celtic after the fallout from the summer transfer window and how fans have voiced their frustration against this current Celtic board. We'll also be discussing everything. Just before I start, I'd like to just thank you for everybody who's watched the videos over the last few days and subscribed and obviously been commenting as well. It's obviously good to get your comments, whatever else, and we try our hardest to respond to them. It's just obviously we both appreciate everybody watching the videos and enjoying them, and obviously subscribing, sharing, doing all that sort of stuff. So thanks very much, and we really do appreciate it. Somebody else who I appreciate is also joining me. Alistair, how you doing?
Yeah, I'll pay you that later.
No worries.
There were 430 in the last video. So we're getting there, Josh.
Aye.
Welcome every one of you. So
No, I think it was just important with the video because of what's
like
going on
and
as well.
subscribe, folks.
Aye.
No, just to say, just before we start, we don't like Celtic failing just for views. Like, we just want Celtic to do well. We do this because we enjoy talking about our football club.
At the end of the day, we can only talk about what we're seeing on the pitch or off the pitch. So and we've both got our opinions, and I'm not going to change that just to maybe.
No, for views,
Aye. No, but obviously it's been good to see you all watching the video. So thanks very much for that. Alistair, obviously discussing what I said at the start and what's on the title. Fans have spoken out against this board and against everything else what's been going on at Celtic, just obviously in the aftermath of that transfer window. Obviously we've had statements from the supporter club affiliation. We've had North Curve statements, which was a pretty big kind of movement. Before I bring you in, I'm going to read the affiliation statement, which was, I think, brought out at the start of the week, and just obviously addressing the problems at the club and just calling for communication. That's been the key word. So it reads as follows: the affiliation of Celtic supporters clubs wishes to express its growing concern over the club's current trajectory and apparent lack of ambition, particularly the failure to strengthen the squad ahead of this season's crucial UEFA Champions League qualifiers despite robust financial results. This concern has been echoed not only by the supporters but also by the manager Brendan Rodgers and club captain Callum McGregor. The reoccurring failure to adequately prepare for these key European fixtures has become a troubling pattern, raising serious questions about the club's strategy, planning and competitive priorities. We calling CEO Michael Nicholson to provide a clear and direct explanation to supporters and shareholders outlining the club's long-term vision, its commitment to genuine football and ambition, and its rationale behind a lack of visible progress in the summer transfer window. At the time when decisive leadership is needed and continued silence only deepens frustration, Celtic support demands transparency, accountability, and a plan that reflects both aspirations of our fan base and the full potential of Celtic Football Club. These concerns have been further compounded by the disarray witnessed on the final evening of the transfer window. Alistair, that's obviously a lot in there, and we discussed what was going to happen with the fallout of the transfer window. The affiliation obviously is quite a big organisation, obviously responsible for quite a lot of the Celtic supporters groups. At the end of the day, key word in there, supporters.
Yeah, and stop treating. I can only speak for me, Josh. And also, I do wish the Celtic board would stop treating us as customers. I mean, that really annoys me. But anyway, what I would say was a well-worded statement, and I'm going to be honest. In what other business would you be allowed to screw up? And that's what it was. screw up a potential £40 million revenue stream and keep your job. I would, I, not, I'm going to be honest, and this is just me, nothing, I would like an explanation just for my own curiosity, but nothing Michael Nicholson could say, I think he's toast. Because in any other business, he would be, he would be sacked. He would be sacked.
Keyword any other business there, Alistair, though we don't have operate. We're as we say, a club like no other, as they say. The way we operate is like no other.
But you know
So
what I mean, mate.
no, I know what you mean. But
And
if we were
stand
to
by
actually
it.
connect,
Stand by it. He should get his jaw off.
no, I feel like Davey. I think what he does for a job, I don't actually know. If I'm being honest with you, I don't actually know what Michael Nicholson's responsibility is at this football
I
club.
mean, I hate to say it. He appears the same, the same amount of times as Santa Claus. You get him once a year at an AGM, and that's it.
Aye, this is the thing, right? And I'm not a blow me and trumpet or whatever here or anything else. Or I have spoke to Michael Nicholson at fens. We sometimes we wait for the players or whatever, or be waiting about when we go to the games. And there was actually once we were waiting that long. I think I've said this before. We're waiting that long that Michael Nicholson starts walking out. I think we just get beat off Kilmarnock, I'm pretty sure.
Hearts.
At home, so it was there was a lot of animosity, and he actually came over and spoke. But even he just like, there's been that rumor, not even condescending. He was scared to talk to you. He looked scared. He just looked scared, and I was quite angry. Right, I was fuming. Right, so I was just being straight to the point. But he looked fucking scared. He looked scared, and that's not acceptable. You're a chief executive of a football club. You should be communicating to the fans. What's your strategy going into this window? No, don't tell, where we're going to be looking to
Secrets like
shift.
the budget is excessive.
Aye.
Come
Don't
on,
go at
that.
that. Don't go at that. Or we'll be signing Michel and Balaquisha. No, you don't do that. But you need to go at that. Right. What's the plan here? What's the strategy? People are not going to like this, right? But Rangers under I think Kevin Teal, I think his name is.
Kevin Thelwell.
Fairwell, is it? So
Yeah.
he's come out and he done I think a 10-minute, 12-minute. I actually watched it as well, and he outlined. He outlined. No, I'm going to be honest with you because that they're doing what we should be doing. People might not want to hear that, but I'm past telling people what they want to hear. I've never done that and never will do that. People, right, in terms of supporters, need to know what the plan is. So he came and he went like, this is our plan, right? Well, we plan to, thing with the markets, get a squad in that's want to challenge all this sort of stuff. Obviously, that's just run-of-the-mill stuff, but he also spoke about what's the visions and how the owners are, how the new owners for Rangers have been, really active and whatever else. Celtic get nothing.
Yeah, we don't even get. I mean, the last time the previous chief executive Don Mackay done more interviews and he was only there 3 months.
Plus, the thing is as well, he spoke about the manager. Now that Muscle Martin's been under a lot of pressure for Rangers, and says, "No, we're backing him." Whatever else, but he's got the time. We've got a manager who's got a year left in his contract. Where's the clarity here? So what's happening? What's going to be happening going forward for Celtic? Do we need to look for a new manager in the summer, or is But it's not even just that. It's just where's the clarity? Where's the communication? The communication is
You have to try and put yourself in their heads. You try and work out a high probability of what they're going to do. Don't tell you anything.
The communication at this club is an absolute joke.
What communication, Joe?
Why? That's probably a better way of putting it. But Alistair, it is, and I keep saying this: fans have had enough.
Yeah.
We've seen banners outside Celtic Park saying, "Time's up." not PLC. It's Celtic FC. You know, you've seen banners and and that's just going to intensify the longer there's no communication at this club.
The longer
Because
they ignore the
aye,
fan bases, yeah.
aye,
They ignore the corporate, no harm to the corporate, but they wouldn't ignore the corporate fans. And nor should they, but we should all be treated the same.
fuck
But we're not.
corporate fans. You want my honest opinion? Couldn't care less. At the end of the day, corporate fans are the fans who plough in thousands a season. You don't see corporate fans at Kilmarnock away like the day with you. You go to Kilmarnock, you're up at 8, 9 o'clock to go to Pittodrie for a 12 o'clock kickoff. Bet you'll
Yeah.
not see corporate fans there. So no.
Not probably.
At the end of the day, because I know, and for Alistair, I'm not trying to blow smoke up his backside here, right? But I know how much he goes and how much he things to get to away games. And that's what really pisses me off as well. Not just probably me, nothing really to do with me. It's more because I look at people like Alistair and people who I know who go home and away for Celtic Football Club and try to get to as many games as they want, plough thousands of pounds of money in a season and get no communication. It's your match going fans, your hardcore fans that will do anything for the club. That's not been matched by that bold's ambition to do anything. And as that statement says, realise the potential of Celtic Football Club. It's not being realised.
They don't. I'll be honest. I don't think they care about potential. I think they're just happy to be in their own cabal, and every time it gets a bit hot, they go into their bunker and they think, oh, it'll blow over. Once we're clearing the league, it'll blow over.
It
That's
can't
bad.
this time, and it won't.
No, it won't. It's too headstrong, and rightly so. And see, to be honest, Josh, it's been coming for years. Been coming
Aye.
for years. We've been successful because, in spite of this sport, not because of them.
Now, Alistair, what would see if you know your fans are unhappy, right? And it's a chairman of a company or an owner of a company, and fans are unhappy. What would you think you would do? Would you be on the phone? Would you be going at right, Michael, Peter, what's going on here? Would you go at that? Oh, why are fans pissed off? Probably. What is your chairman doing? Playing
Playing,
fucking golf.
yeah.
Are
And
you,
next time we
I mean, I just give up, man.
he must know. Dermot must know what's going on. 'Cause
Does he care?
despite what you think, he's no daft, but he obviously doesn't. It appears for this distance, he doesn't care. I'm a billionaire, I don't need to give a flying fuck about anybody else.
No.
That's what it
Ex-
looks like to me.
Exactly. But I look at it and go that you just don't care. You know, you're playing golf with Rory McIlroy, you know, all singing, all dancing, whatever. You don't fucking give a flying fuck.
I'm going to call this out, and I never have. See, as soon as when Mr. Desmond, I better not call him Dermot, he'll ban me for life.
I could call him a lot. I could call him a lot worse than Dermot at the moment. So
Well, when Big JRU says when Celtic and or Rangers were supposedly going to England,
who's
when that
G.R. Yoon?
Dallas.
Oh,
Yeah. Google it. Anyway, the older ones will get that. And anyway, you put me off color there.
Sorry.
when it looked as if there were a small chance of Celtic and Rangers going to the Premier League down south, I was well interested then. But when that blew up, every now and then he'll give an interview to the Times in England and do something like that. Oh, I'm committed. Or if he's up at St Andrews playing in the Pro Am, he'll, he'll give the old 4-way line. And he seems to think because he's been involved in one most successful period that that how many trophies have we won? He seems to think that is a pass. Well, I'm sorry, Dermot, but it's getting repetitive, and to be honest with you, the league isn't enough anymore.
No, exactly. I was Stephen McGowan was on the PLZ soccer show, whatever they call it, and he spoke about how Dermot Desmond kind of acts. Now Stephen McGowan's a guy who's well in the know at Celtic, as we know and stuff and whatever, and he said that he walks about like he's an owner. He's not an owner. He's got a
Yeah,
majority
but
stake, um, and he walks. He's got this untouchability about him, and that's probably we're talking about changing the board and whatever else, and that's probably is going to be the problem. I don't know how much changing the board thing, but we ain't even asking for changing the board now. Alistair. It's communication we're asking for, and that's my say to people. I'm like, well, how you got to change a board? And I'm like, it's not changing the board. We're asking for people to get sacked from their jobs that don't do their job properly, i.e., Michael Nicholson. We're
we're
asking for
asking for accountability.
exactly accountability for them to come out and go at this right. We know that was terrible, right? We know that transfer window isn't good enough. Even I think that would even wash, right? But anyway, we know
Yeah,
that isn't good enough, right? But and we're
and
asking
that's
them how that's going to not happen again. That's all we're asking.
but it always does happen again, and it will happen again, folks, because leopards don't change a
Yes,
spot.
exactly. Um,
But
Alistair,
I'm going to say something before you go into the Europa League squad, and I'm going to make this clear. This is nothing against Mikel and Balakwisha, the Tunisian fella, and even in the Anacho. I hope they come in and do well, like I do with every Celtic player. But it's the way we go about it every sodding year, every sodding window. I don't even look forward to transfer windows because I'm like another stress fest incoming.
no, definitely. Before we do move on, I do want to discuss a bit about the North Cove statement, which I also will read out. A few days after that statement, that we from the affiliation, the North Cove came out with something, trying to kind of club everybody together and try and get everybody kind of on the same page and get fan groups together, or whatever. It read, after a disastrous transfer window and failure to qualify for the Champions League, Celtic supporters are once again calling for urgent action to address the clear and structural problems within the club. We demand full transparency from the board regarding its repeated failure to back the manager and reinvest our money, put that in brackets, in
Yeah,
the playing squad. We also demand accountability. What course of action will be taken to ensure that such a collective failure does not happen again? In addition, we highlight once more the club's lack of coherent fan engagement strategy and call for a progressive and an innovative approach to working with supporters. Our questions for Michael Nicholson, Chris Mackay, Peter Lawwell, and Dermot Desmond are just what the long term strategy for the club is, about the lack of investment, the accountability measures are in place for repeated transfer failings. How do you want to modernise the club? Even something about the fan survey, which I thought was interesting. See, nothing's came for that fan survey that
what,
was
what about the review in the COVID season? That was banned.
uh, so stuff like that. Why, there's not been any inquiries. Why do they continue to resist working with supporters? So that statement was thing made why it's obviously now over 20 an additional, at the time I think it was a few fan media platforms, but you've also get CSCs and fan media and online platforms. Here's a list of them. Here, we have also signed up for this as well, by the way,
Yeah,
because
we have. Yeah.
we just feel it's important. There's no point us going on here and moaning, but then when something comes up, we don't sign up for it. I think it's very important for any fan media group, no matter if you've got thousands of subscribers or you've maybe got 100 odd like us, to sign up, because the more people we can get to sign up, the more fans it's representing in terms of fan organisations, fan media sites. But then you go into another page, Alistair, look at all these supporters clubs.
That's your rank and file supporters clubs for all Britain and Ireland.
Aye, there's even ones for Johannesburg. There's one for Johannesburg in Africa. So there's a lot obviously there. As I said, we have also put our name in this list, as you can see on that list there, because I just think it's important as us as a podcast. We can't sit here and moan about it and then no sign up for it. So I just felt it's important. Like I think a lot of fans are speaking ahead of it, and it's brilliant. Now people might sit there and go like that. What's that going to do? It's not really about what it's going to do. It's the fact
it's a message that we're not going to be pissed about, to be honest.
It's the fact there's so many. You look at some of the fan media sites on there. We get maybe 40, 50 people maybe watching, but there's ones on there. There's ones on here that get thousands of views and everything else. But then you've also got the supporters group. There's hundreds of people in those supporter groups, and I just say there's pages and pages full of Celtic supporter groups. This is going to represent the view of a lot of fans around the world, Alistair.
And the only thing I would say, Josh, is this. See when the Celtic support is united, and I think I'm not going to say everybody's behind this, but the vast majority is a powerful force to stop, and they might just think twice before they do it again. But what I will say is, if they think it's just rebel rousing, then that's so wrong. That's so out of tune, but it wouldn't surprise me.
And what I want to say as well, credit to the North Curve, the Green Brigade, fan organisation, the boys, the Celtic Trust, and every single podcast and supporters club that's signed up on that, because me personally and we as a podcast feel that I think it's a good thing for us to sign up for. We don't know what's going to come forward, but as you said, Alistair, it's good to see so many fans united in one direction. And yet again, the Green Brigade doing for Celtic supporters groups and whatever else, because I'm going to be honest with you, I think the Green Brigade get a really bad rep off some of your supporters. People calling them Neds and whatever else. Usually the people who are trying to defend the board and for some reason, but it's just good to see them getting something together and so many people signing up for it and want and sharing it and whatever else. And even people who are on the podcast and part of Celtic Supporters Club, there's going to be other just singular fans out there who are the same as well. So it's a start in what's needed. We're not wanting bloody whole kind of board wipe. We want answers, and as it said in that statement, you want accountability. You want somebody to come out, or Michael Nicholson do his job and come out and say the accountability. But that is the thing.
And for the fans that also, Josh, that say you've won 13 out of 14 weeks, and I would say this: why should we wait till the club's no successful? Nip this in the bud before it ends up really costing us our own stupidity. And I'm going to call it out. The last couple of windows have been arrogant, and it's going to come back and bite us eventually. So we need to stand up and show that we're not happy the way the club's been run.
No, definitely. I think I'm going to go back. I think it's a pathetic argument. What is the point in football, right? What is the point? So just because you've just got, we don't want to get any further. Do you think, say, Liverpool win won the league last year. Oh, we don't really want to win the Champions League.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm gonna use something that will sum it up perfectly well. Do you think Jockstein thought when he won the league, I don't want to get a European Cup? Of course they never, because he was ambitious for this club, and I think we've lost that.
Oh, no, definitely. I've lost the ambition. And the part of the ambition we saw last season, and I think that's why fans at this point are now like, enough's enough. Because for years we were, we maybe can't do much in Europe. But the fact that they've now seen what we could do, what clubs have seen, what we could,
stripped.
Aye. Well, asset strip we have, we've completely just, and I think that's why fans are like, no, enough's enough here. This isn't good enough. Enough is enough.
And we're not wanting 20, 30 million pound signings, but what we do want is the money the club have brought in to be reinvested into his team. I think we're both agreed on that.
No, definitely.
We're not asking for 15, 20 million pound players to rock up into the door. It'd be nice, but we're realistic.
I know, well, that's the thing. You're realistic, and we're not, but we're asking for. Well, even it's not even signings now. It's more the fact we're asking for some disparity now, and that's just not happening. It's just not happening.
We're back to late Friday now as we record this, and we've heard nothing. So, but on their head be it is what I would say, Josh.
Aye, no, definitely. Alistair, the thing about was obviously speaking, you alluded to it earlier on. Obviously, the UEFA European teams got released for the squad list for the Europa League.
Yeah.
2 minutes, I'll get it up in a minute.
Very telling in some cases.
Well, as you'll obviously see it when we get it up. But let's see. So unprepared on. So Kasper Schmeichel is in goal. Vimyami Sinassau, Ross Doohan, Alistair Johnston's been picked, so I'm assuming that he'll probably be back.
You played him until January, so of course you're going to put AJ in.
Liam Scales, Austin Trusty, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Marcel Sirachi, Real Hatati, who's regarded as a defender, but obviously we know he's not. Dane Murray, Anthony Ralston, Kieran Tierney, midfielders Yang, Luke McCowan, Arna Engels, Paolo Bernardo, Callum McGregor, James Forrest, forwards Benjamin Nygren, Michel Ange-Barquisha, Kelechi Iheanacho, Sebastian Taneke, Johnny Kenny, Daisen Maeda. The notable admissions are Shin Yamada, Hayato Inamura. I think is there one more? Or is that it?
I think it's I do know that.
Jemai Simpson Pusey, that's the one.
Pusey, yeah. Pusey's the one that kind of shocks me. But I'm trusting the manager on that. And I think it's quite telling, Josh. That's 4 summer signings. Kyle Mosman as well, not in. So I think that's quite telling that they 4 have been left out. The Man City one is probably the one that surprises me the most, to be fair. I've never seen him, but it must be way off.
Because I just don't get why Man City have sent him away up here and not played. I just don't get the point. Do you want my honest opinion? And I was thinking about this. I don't know if there's maybe hope to maybe sell Austin Trusty.
But obviously he's been in a moon boot.
Aye. So I don't know if that's That's just me speculating. I don't know, but
It could just be, Josh. I will say this. We never filled with Scottish quota, a
aye.
homegrown quota, so somebody had to miss out. And to be fair, it wasn't going to be a striker, was it really?
I think Mitch Donovan can come in without getting registered, so he'll
He'll
probably
be
be
in
in
the,
there.
he'll be in the B list.
Aye, the B list, aye. So, at the end of the day, it's a Europa League squad. If I'm being honest with you, at the moment, my focus is not really on the pitch at the moment. It's more off the pitch because it's just not good enough.
I think as regards on the pitch for Europa League, it'll depend how we start, Josh.
Aye.
If we get if we get reasonable performances in the first couple of games and manage to get maybe 4 points on the board, I think that's the best we would get.
Aye.
And if that was to happen, mate, I think maybe that would lift us, but I agree with you. I think people have got other things in their mind. Obviously, when the games come round, we'll talk about them, but I think people are just scunnered with it, to be honest
Aye.
with you.
Just before we wrap up, very briefly, what's your thoughts on the signing of Kelechi Iheanacho?
Can I be honest? It wouldn't have been my first choice, but it was probably, I would have preferred him to Patrick Bamford. The fact
Um,
is, he's 28, and it wasn't that long ago he was a £20 million player. And Rodgers has worked with him, so
I'm
yeah,
I'm go- I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a pretty awful signing, to be honest.
it's a
Hope he does.
panic one.
Hope he does well. Hope he does. He's nothing against the player yet. Again, as we continue to say, it's not the player's fault that we're in that situation. But I'm not exactly excited by somebody who not back Celtic in January.
Yeah.
Um,
And
looks a
by the
bit.
way, David Strelic has just scored a belter against
Uh,
Germany. Not
um,
that I want to annoy you folks, but
he's. I've been seeing Middles fans' reaction, and it's not positive really. He's not exactly been playing a lot of football. He looks a bit on the overweight side of things in terms
uh,
of football player.
it looks a pound overweight.
Um,
Um,
no,
People tell Josh, but
no harm on the guy, whatever. But he's going to come in and hit the ground running. I seen them. I think it was like a Nigerian journalist who came in and says, "Oh, Celtic might be a good place for him because it's a low pressure league." Let's just say that gets
no,
shut down very quickly. He's going to need to come in and he's going to need to hit the ground running because unfortunately fans were already a bit underwhelmed and no happy with the signing. So and if he doesn't go score maybe in his first
well,
few games,
if you actually look at him, Josh, he is easily the most experienced striker we have. So
aye,
he's
that's not
going to have
difficult.
to step up.
Aye, exactly. But no, I'm not exactly about.
It's a high risk, but a high reward if it pays off.
I don't. I just. I'm not. I'm really not excited by it at all. To be honest, no
I'm
harm
more
in the player.
excited about the Tunisian boy, to tell you.
Um,
How did
I'm
you
going.
find
I'm going
that?
to be brutally honest with you. There's no excitement for me around Celtic Football Club at the moment. To be honest,
No,
I'm just that scunnered about it, and it's got to take a lot. Like because, and I think all fans are like that now. And that's not. That's probably harsh on the players because who are coming in. But at
that's
the
what
end
I
of the
meant.
at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and
It's not their fault.
act like everything's all right, whatever else. But I'm going to wrap it up there for that today's video. Well, obviously over the national break, it's harder to make content. We'll be back if there's some sort of news. Hopefully, there's more kind of fan groups speaking out over the next few days, whatever. Um, because we need to get communication and clarity from the club of what is going on, and real accountability because that summer window for any club in Europe or the world is not acceptable, especially Celtic Football Club. So what I would say to people, if you've not signed up for that North Curve, please go and do it. Put your name down if you're a podcast or a supporters club, whatever. Because the more people the North Curve can get on it, the better. And it's just obviously good to see all the supporters gone in the one direction. But
going in the one direction.
but thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. If you please like and subscribe, it just helps us get up the kind of algorithms and more people can obviously see them. But until the next time, we'll speak to you later. And hail, hail.
Hail, hail.